All right. Hey, good morning.
Bill.
How are you? Long day, and I appreciate you standing up there for an hour. Good on you. It's tough. I have a unique background. I actually have 30 years in the IT business. I've managed data centers for a $4 billion national company, so I've had some hands-on experience. And with all respect to Dr. Logan, I'm not impressed by 700 terabytes. I've got 50 in my own house. That's like, and I'm just me. Right, so that's not a big deal. But there is a big difference between data center for business growth and needs and data centers for this new AI growth. And in fact, it's estimated 50 to 70% of data center capacity is estimated to be needed for this new AI. If it wasn't for the last 2 years of AI growth, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. It'd be business as usual. But because we're rapidly growing so fast with a technology that, quite frankly, is scary to a lot of people, that's why we're getting a lot of concerns. In my opinion, there is a bit of hysteria happening. People hear data center and say, moratorium, 2 years, 5 years, let's figure it out. It's already kind of been figured out because we have data centers, but I think there is truth under that hysteria because there are counties who have had negative environmental, human impacts, brown water coming out of their taps, electrical rates going up because the supply is now diminished due to increased demand. That is very real, and that's what I think all the concern is coming from. So my advice, and I'll leave it at this, as a law-making body, the regulations you're putting in is great, but to make it more than just words on paper, two things, in my opinion, need to be there. One, there has to be extraordinarily sharp teeth behind breaking those rules. And it has to be more than just a fine that a company can absorb as part of doing business. So if they are found to exceed any type of pollution requirements, noise requirements, energy requirements, whatever, it's got to almost be shut down the data center level of impact if they violate it. It can't just be, oh, it's $1 million fine, which is, pocket change to a lot of these corporations nowadays that operate in the billions of a budget. Secondly, whatever measurements are made to measure the impacts that are built into law has to be done by an independent agency and can't be provided by the data center company themselves, because these same centers have gone in these communities, made the same promises, talked about the closed water cooling systems. They don't tell you that there's two different systems involved, one which is closed, one which is not, and they don't mention the other part that actually does the heat release. But they've made the same promises, but their local lawmakers didn't put the teeth and the independent measurements behind it, and it's the citizens that suffer. And I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Yeah, well, let me just address part of what you said, Bill, and I'm reading again from, back up a little bit, reading again from the ordinance, and it says, for the sound part, just as an example, the sound studies shall identify compliance with this section as applicable. Sound studies shall be conducted by an Institute of Noise Control Engineering Board certified engineer. So we're putting those in place. So yeah,
Could be hired by that company.
yeah, but to me that reads as independent. That reads as independent. You can't just use Meta for example. You can't have Meta's engineer give it that. I mean, to me I read and interpret that as it has to be independent. And if we need to add the word independent to make it better, that's where we are in this process. We're at second reading in the process, and we do public hearing not just to check the box. We do public hearing because we want to hear from the public. And if you have better ways, like you just showed us, of how to build the mousetrap, let's build it better. And if adding the word independent makes it stronger, I'm all for it.
You just opened up exactly what I was going to get at. And it's a procedural question.
Sure.
This has had the second reading. Now we're up for the third reading, what, 2 Tuesdays from now? Yes. Is there any ability of the county council to make modifications at this point? The chair refused to allow consideration of a moratorium or anything, claiming that the only thing he could consider was the precise language as it now exists of this text amendment. So procedurally, are you going to be able to even consider any other changes? And I'm particularly interested in specifics, more specifics. You just mentioned sound. Sound at 60 decibels means nothing when it's a 24-hour-a-day operation. Those things are humming machines. Hum at 60 decibels at night. I'm sorry, Mr. Bateman, that's nowhere near anything that we should be put up against. I did not see the language you just quoted earlier. Is that
Sure.
actually in the text amendment?
Yeah, of course it is. I read it from the text
Yeah,
amendment.
you read it.
Because I started with.
I tried to read it and my computer missed that
Yeah.
page. Seriously, that's actually what happened.
Okay, let me go back to your first part of your question, because again, we can't handle 8 questions at once. Let me go to your first question. First question is, can county council amend it before third reading? Yes. And I think that's part of the process. Part of the process is to hear from the public, and if the public gives county council ideas or areas they think they can improve it, the county council has every right to amend it before third reading. As far as quoting the chairman, since I was there, I can tell you what the chairman said. The chairman said he did not want to take up a moratorium because it was not on the agenda. Not that he could only pass what was in the text as written, because the text could have been amended that night. Text can be amended. What you can't do is be dealing with the text and then bring in a separate idea and then bring it in like a moratorium. That's what he was saying.